All right, starting off with utilities. Sonova, Chevy Nova. We had a nasty day on Friday. However, when we kind of look back into it, wasn't as well. It was at one point in time it was much nastier. It was 18 cents more than what it was. See how our earnings went again. They're worse than projected, which would bring us way up here, then brought us down here. But look where we landed. Some support. Now, and that's like literally the last little pump. We came up, we popped up, we had horrible numbers, but then we came right back down to support. Now, I'm not really, just because we didn't beat at all on the earnings, I'm going to stay away from this. However, if you are aggressive, this would be your place to get in with a short-term stop of the 40.72, but more of a hard stop at the 38.39. If I were to allocate cash, I want to see a better opportunity. That's all I'm saying. Republic Services, we had a great day, or great earnings. Well, not really. We beat, but not like significantly beat. The day after earnings, we had a huge pop, huge volume, everything. And then since then, I was looking for us to kind of at least try to make it up to here, the 138. But it doesn't look like, since our huge pop, it looks like the higher probability trade was down to closing down at the 130. So we're going to look at this, this upcoming week. And if we don't really get any pump, like back up to this 145, then, I'm going to close all positions and just kind of, wait for Republic Services to kind of get back on track. Do I think that it's going to falter and go to the nothingness? No, not at all. However, like when you spread it out there, you can see a little bit better. I do see us having a little bit of issue above this 132.53. So, but if you were buying long term, I would buy it because I don't see anything wrong with the structure of the business. It's just how the market works sometimes. BEP, Brookfield Renewable Partners. Friday. Oh wow, look at that. I like that. Estimates earnings was negative 4 cents and they beat 33 cents. So that the people thought they were going to break or not come in line per share, and they came out and beat per share. What is this? Okay, so that's kind of back in May. What happened in May? We faltered and then came back up. And we've been in this nasty trading range for quite some time. Let's go by the week. Yeah, see? We're in this, you see, if you remember last week we brought into the squeeze, or it might have been a week before. But we are in a nasty squeeze since when is this? Yeah, since August of this year. We've been in a nasty squeeze. Now, if we pop with this good news, we have action up to 39 or up to 49, which would be $1 or $10 from here. So if this weekly squeeze would pop up fire long, right? You got to do some more of your own research on the squeeze, just because I don't have the time at the moment. But it's usually 8 to 10 bars. Well, this is weeks, so it'd be 8 to 10 weeks that we could have a nice little trending chart up, which would break us out of this 41 and maybe out of this 44. So to make matters, like just to simplify everything, I do like BEP, but not for this upcoming week. More of a long-term play, next month or two. Kind of maybe out in December or January. If you're to play the options game. It does go to the list, though. It does go to the list since I do want to trade it. AES. We had our dividend on the 1st. Then we did not beat on earnings. Just for that simple fact. Now, again, this is all with the energy stocks. I was completely wrong. I wasn't really. because I was figuring we're looking more December, but in fourth quarter, third quarter earnings came out, and this is what we have. But remember that these earnings are kind of more summer, so this last little push up is more or less what I was talking about. This is the only reason I'm talking about it is because it's an energy company. I'm pretty sure it's like natural gas supplying to people's houses. The same thing with DUK, because DUK is energy, but they also have Piedmont Natural Gas. And natural gas is booming, so I'm surprised that this is kind of rolling over. But just for that fact, I'm good. I don't want to be around it. But come next earnings season is when I'd anticipate more of a pop. DUK Energy, we got $1 dividend coming out on the 10th. I missed it. You would have had to own this last Thursday. Man. Now again, this is DUK Energy. We beat on earnings. I don't really see anything wrong. I just don't like the way that this is kind of playing. Kind of look like we're kind of facing a down. And then we also have dividend coming out. Tomorrow is the 9th, so Wednesday the 10th, which is midweek. So anticipate a down day on Wednesday. I say we kind of give this another week. It's kind of like in the middle of everything. We know we're gonna have some really decent some resistance at this level right here. So I kind of want to see if we can, find a little bit more footing and then come back. But the dividend risk is kind of, let's just stay away from it this week. We'll relook at it next week. NRG. Now, I played this last week. I'm not going to lie. And let me explain what I did. So on Thursday, I seen NRG had a massive down day. However, look at the earnings. They destroyed earnings. Now, we had a trend line from back in the day, quite some time ago, that really started off NRG on its upward trajectory. And we came really close. So what I did, as after I seen we beat on earnings and then we're kind of stabling out, is I went ahead and bought some options back to I think it was the 40. I gave myself the gift of time, but just kind of playing that. Now that's a really aggressive move, so I wouldn't tell anyone to do that, right? But if I just wanted full disclosure on what I did. DTE, look at that. I'm starting to like this. We were in a daily squeeze. We fired long 2 days ago. I kind of like it. It would have been lovely to get last Tuesday, right around this area to 111. But for me at this point in time, seems kind of like we're in the middle. I would like to see it get above the 114.34. Excuse me, hold and maintain that. And then I'd be more of a buyer. But until we can really hold that line, I'm just a spectator. American Water. It was an earnings beat, not like significantly. We got dividends on the 9th, so we got dividends coming tomorrow, 60 cents. So look for a 60-cent drop tomorrow. We are above the 50% line right here, the 169.22. And so it is it's more bullish, but this has just been terrible. And then we also have dividends coming out tomorrow. If the dividends don't take us below the 169.22, then I'd be a buyer. However, I apologize, this does not make the list at the moment. So far, we only have BEP on our utilities list. Idaho Corp. I like this. I do. If this was a future, right? But since it's a stock, not quite as much. I mean, the 102.57, say here's a low, making a higher low. Now, again, I like to see this kind of get a little tighter. Now, this is looking pretty good. We had our 75-cent discount the day before. Friday, we're popping back. It hit where it was supposed to hit. I would have liked to get it on Thursday. Friday, I'm not 100% sure if I would like it at this region because we're kind of in the middle. But if you were more aggressive, the 105.9 would be your kind of pressure point. You see how we are above by 1 cent? If it can maintain this 105.9 for at least a few days, then I'd be a buyer. But at this very moment, I'm skeptical. MSEX WATA. Now, we were holding this beautiful until last week, which Monday we just dropped it. We lost it. And that's be good reason we did not beat on earnings. We actually came short. So with that being said, I'd like to watch this. It could transition all the way back to the bottom of this trend line. We have dividends coming on the 15th. I'd have to watch, see what kind of happens this week, see how the earnings react. But yeah,